It is May 25th, 2020 in this quarantine. How you guys doing? I'm James, and I was going to use this installment of The Elite to kind of get down into the top MLB prospect of 2020. And I don't know if you guys know how the prospect system works in the MLB. If you're not aware, every team has its own minor league affiliates. So when they draft players at a very, very young age, they basically move up levels in difficulty in terms of their league. So they start in a rookie league, and then they'll move up to the single A league with some leagues in between. There's a single A league where the players are a little bit better. Then you have the double A's where you have other professionals that are trying to make it to the major leagues, but they're better than single A. And then there's triple A, and then you make it to the professional. You make it to the league. And there's leagues in between, so it's about 5 or 6 leagues that a professional organization will have affiliates of. And within the ranks of one of the lower leagues, the Tier 1A league, Wander Franco, the 19-year-old shortstop in the Tampa Bay Rays organization, has shown to be the top prospect out of some players that are even reached the MLB that are in single A, double A, triple A, single. This is the best prospect rated by all of them. Wander Franco out of the Dominican Republic. He's only 19 years old. He was born in 2001. He's about 5'10", weighs about 189, and basically his stats kind of tell you the kind of player that he is in the minors. So I mean, even in single A, in the games that he's played about 100 games, batting about 320 with 9 home runs, 60 RBIs, and he's been able to pull in 139 hits in 114 games, bat with a 327 batting average, 9 home runs, 53 RBIs. I think that's very impressive in itself. And I think the scouts see him as one of the players that's going to make it to the league very, very quickly. He's going to come in at a very, very young age, and he's expected to kind of dominate. I know that a lot of MLB fans, even if you're not a fan of baseball, not many people are really watching prospects as they come out. And because, I don't know, I think it's always fun to watch the elite players. And if you're able to see them at their earliest, when you can tell that they're going to be elite, I mean, why not watch their entire career? He has his whole career ahead of him. And even the scouts give him high praise. They rated him an 80 out of 80 in terms of hit power and just an ability to hit. He's a 55 out of 80 in terms of running, 50 in fielding, 60 in power, 60 in arm. He's a 70 overall prospect. But this is a player that these prospects are saying is the best prospect out of all these prospects, meaning that this player, once he hits his prime, once he hits the top of his game, he will be one of the league's greats, unlike what we've seen before. And they haven't been wrong about past prospects. And other players that have been rated that high have been Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna, who have, once they've made it to the league, they've pretty much been unstoppable. They're comparing him to Jeter. I'm not sure about that, but I have to see him hit. I have to see what he does. But if he's rated so high at the age of 19, despite the fact he hasn't even been promoted to Double A yet, that must mean that there's something very, very special about him. There's something that should pique your interest, especially as a baseball fan. I've seen a little bit of him playing. He's very quick. He's actually a better he's a better defensive shortstop than a lot of people give him credit for. And I think it's impressive that he doesn't strike out a lot. He makes contact a lot of times, but mostly he tends not to strike out. I mean, in 425 at bats, he's only struck out 35 times, he's only struck out 35 times, which is absurdly low, which means he's definitely making contact, and he's not letting these balls get by him. He has good eye contact. He gets walked a lot. But I think the lack of strikeouts should point to his eye as a hitter, should point to how poised and how mature and how patient he is in the batter's box, which is very admirable for someone who's looking for a franchise cornerstone. And from what I've seen and from what I've heard from scouts that have seen players like this and I've seen them grow into elite MLB talents, I think it's pretty fair to say that he's a player that most definitely can be a franchise cornerstone. He could be a Tampa Bay Ray great, or he can switch teams or whatever. This guy is going to be all time, and if you're a baseball fan or if you want to watch baseball, just know that this guy's going to be Showtime. Other comparisons I've heard are Jose Altuve, but at shortstop, whereas he can basically hit any ball. Not gonna use any cheating scandal jokes at this time, but he's an elite hitter, an amazing second baseman, and I think that's if I were to see what Jose Altuve was like as a prospect, I think it'll be similar to what Wander Franco is looking like right now. Some say it could possibly be better, but I guess time will tell. But thanks again for listening to this installment. I will do these more and more, kind of by year as these players get older, just so I can have like a log of what I'm saying at this particular time. But thanks. Even though no one's probably gonna listen to this, lol. I want to thank you for taking the time for hearing this, and I'm gonna sign out. Peace.